This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, students, so good morning to you all. Today I'm going to start that second unit, that is performance of a transmission line. So previous unit we've seen different parameters involving the transmission lines. What are the parameters role in the transmission lines, and how we can calculate that this type of parameters with respect to the different types of connections, that is a single phase, three phase, unsymmetrical spacing, symmetrical spacing, and double circuit. So these are the derivations we derived with respect to that transmission and parameters, inductance and capacitance, right? And we already know that how the inductance would be role on that transmission and performance, how the capacitance will be acted there role on the transmission line performance we've seen. And in this second unit we are going to discuss about how the performance of a transmission line is happening in the power system, and what are the parameters are involving for analysis of a performance of a transmission line in let me discuss in this today's class. And one more thing, there are different types of classifications also are there, and how we can classify the transmission lines, at what parameter we can consider that we are considering the types of transmission lines. So that is the topic we are going to discuss in today's class. So let me move on the topic now. Right, this is the today's topic, and this is the second unit, performance of a transmission line. In this unit, we are going to discuss about different classification of transmission lines and their performance, and we have to find that regulation and efficiency of that particular transmission lines, and how what are the parameters are involving in the transmission lines characteristics. So these are the topic we are going to discuss in this unit. Let me know that what is the relation between that regulation and system performance. If the regulation is high, whether the performance is good or not. So regulation ఎక్కువ ఉంటే performance good అంటామా bad అంటామా? What is the relation between regulation and performance? The regulation is high, the performance is good or not? Can you tell me that what is the voltage regulation formula? What is the voltage regulation formula? Right. So let me move on the topic. That is we are going to discuss about how what are the parameters are involving to decide that particular performance of a transmission line. Let me see that. See here, the designing and operation of a transmission line is greatly influenced by these three parameters. One is voltage drop, line losses, and efficiency. If you so these three factors decides that what is the designing of transmission line and how it will be working. Why? Because the analysis, in the sense, we have to be identify that how it will be working and what are the losses should be happening in the transmission line, and how we can get the efficiency of the transmission system. So why? Because every electrical system, every electrical device, we want to analyze the performance. First of all, we have to need that what are the losses should be happen by the device. The major thing, what are the losses should be happen by. So if you know the losses, then only you can find that the efficiency of a particular device. Okay, now so these three factors decides that the designing and the operation of a transmission system. Now these three factors, that is voltage drop, line losses, and efficiency, these three should be depends on that transmission line parameters, which are already discussed in the unit 1, that is resistance, inductance and capacitance, right? We discussed the inductance value will be less, then we will get the transmission line power capacity will be more. So how we can reduce the inductance value of the transmission line? We derive that in derivation part. And if they increasing the capacitance value and it is capable to carry the more power, so it is directly influenced that the designing and operation of a transmission line. These three parameters: resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Why? Because in majorly the voltage drop in the transmission line is completely depends on the resistance value. Already we know that when the resistance value will be less, the current flowing will be more. So based on these two relations, the drop majorly occurring in the transmission line due to the resistance drop, resistance element. And a very important problem in that the designing and operation of a power system is the maintenance of voltage within specified limits. Why? Because if you see the our transmission system, there are different categories are there: low level, medium, and high. So these three categories should be depends on that the voltage level carrying capacity. Suppose what is the intention? We have to be we have to be maintain the voltage level in specific limit. Means if the voltage level will be more than or less than it within the limits, there be a disturbance occurring in the load side. So that's why we have to be maintain the voltage level within the specified limits. Suppose the line having the carrying the capacity is 11 kV, right? And there is a, so 11 kV is not perfect, so the transmission line should not be carry the perfect 11 kV. It may be a more than or less than within the, so this value should be utilized, maintained within the limits. If it is not specified maintained within the limits, there will be a disturbance will be happening in the load side. So this is the one of the consideration on the designing and operation. Okay, next. So already I said that the resistance is the important factor while considering that power loss in the line and its efficiency. Why? Because the majorly the drops and voltage losses occurring in the transmission lines completely depends on the resistance value. Why? Because already we know that R is equals to rho L by A, right? Here the resistance value should be depends on that length and area of the conductor. But in the conductor should be placing on the environmental condition when the conductor should be face the temperature and wet air, whatever it may be, weather conditions, its behavior is keep on changing based on the weather condition. So in summer season, the length of the conductor should be increasing. Why? Because when the temperature is acting on the conductor, it will be elongating. On winter season, it should be contracting. So based on this weather conditions, the resistance value will be differ when one season to one season. So that's why the resistance is the major factor acting to involving the losses occurring in the transmission line. It is directly affects on the efficiency of a transmission line. So this is about why we have to, what are the parameters are involving for analysis of a performance of a transmission system. Now we'll see that classification of overhead transmission lines. Generally, classification in the sense we have different factors are involving while classify the overhead transmission lines. Overhead transmission lines means the flow of transmission lines is above the ground, right? Here, the classification is classified based on the factors, that is resistance and inductance and capacitance, which are associated with any transmission line, are distributed uniformly along the whole length of the line. So these three parameters are distributed uniformly along the transmission line. Next, the series impedance is formed by resistance and inductance. Here, generally in transmission line, we have to be called as impedance value, impedance or admittance, and its value is completely depends on that resistance and inductance, R plus JXL. That is a reactance of inductance. So this is the impedance value. Why we are using the impedance alone in the transmission line means there is one topic in the power system analysis. So why we are using the impedance value? Why we are using admittance value? So why? Because if you want to analyze that number of buses. So a power system is a huge network, right? So we can't able to limit the one circuit and two circuits. So it is a combination of multi circuits. So if we want to analyze that multi circuits, we have to bring that the entire value to a single value. So to minimize that complexity, we have to be represented in the form of that is impedance value. So that is the thing we are considering here. Well, when analysis of a performance. Now, in that, so when the impedance value is having a resistance and inductance. Now, one more, the capacitance of that. So here, let me consider the single phase. Here, the capacitance is acting. So it is connected and parallel to the conductors. See here, in single phase circuit, the capacitance is present between the conductors. Suppose this is the phase and neutral. We have to be consider the capacitor should be like this. So it is in between the two conductors. In case of three-phase conductor, the neutral forms a shunt path throughout the length of the line. So if you consider three-phase path, three-phase line, there is the capacitance between one phase to neutral, one phase to neutral. So that is the shunt length, shunt connection. Now, thus including capacitor makes the transmission line calculations more complex. So already we know that the calculation, the elements are connected in series, the calculation is very simple. So we can easily calculate the entire circuit performance. Suppose if any one of the parameter should be connected in the form of shunt, there is a complexity will be happening. Why? Because we can't able to calculate the performance easily. We have to be reduced. We have to reduce the value, that is a shunt connected value, by using the mesh analysis and nodal analysis like that. So this is the complexity will be happening while the capacitor we are considering the transmission lines. And there are different ways in which capacitance can be taken into account. Why? Because so the capacitance is a parameter we can't able to consider in different type of transmission lines. అంటే మన transmission lines three types అనుకోండి, short, medium, long. ఈ త్రీ టైప్స్ లో మన కెపాసిటెన్స్ తీసుకోలేం. అంటే కొన్ని దాంట్లోకి కెపాసిటెన్స్ ఉండదు, కొన్ని దాంట్లో కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటాం. లెట్ మీ సీ on which line we are considering the capacitance, on which line we are not considering the capacitance value. And this is the factors we it is tends to be calculation of a transmission lines. అంటే ఒక ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ క్లాసిఫై చేయడానికి ఈ పారామీటర్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతాయి అన్నమాట. Now let me see that what are the different types of transmission lines we have. Right. So we have the three types of transmission lines in the overhead transmission line system. One is short transmission line, medium transmission line, and long transmission line. And these three types should be depends on the three factors. అంటే ఈ త్రీ టైప్స్ ఎలా క్లాసిఫై చేయొచ్చు అనేది మూడు రకాలుగా డివైడ్ చేయగలుగుతాం. ఒకటి పారామీటర్స్ బేస్ చేసుకొని, అంటే షార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్స్ లో ఏ పారామీటర్స్ ఉంటాయి ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతాయో దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి length of the transmission line and the voltage level. Based on the three factors, we can categorize the transmission line system into three types. One is short transmission line, medium, long transmission line. So before going to the discuss of each transmission line, let me know that what are the voltage levels we having in the power system. So మనకు different voltage levels ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఆ voltage levels ఏమేమో చెప్పండి from starting to ending. What are the voltage levels carried by that power system? Like 11 kV, 33 kV, 66 kV ఉంది కదా. సో అలాగా ఎలాంటి వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్స్ ఉన్నాయి మన పవర్ సిస్టమ్ లో కంప్లీట్ గా. ఇట్ ఈస్ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ జనరేషన్, ట్రాన్స్మిషన్, డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్. In the three sectors, what are the voltage levels we have in India? Let me know that. What is the voltage levels we have? Anybody? What are the voltage levels we have in the power system? Oh, so there are ఇంకా ఉన్నాయి. So 400 kV, 220 kV. Next ఇంకా 132. Next So I will tell you that voltage levels. First one is 11 kV, 33 kV, 66 kV, 110 kV, 132 kV, 220 kV, 400 kV. These are the voltage levels carried by the transmission line system. Okay na? ఇప్పుడు డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ కి వస్తే మనకు 400 volts and 230 volts వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? అదే మన జనరేషన్ కి వస్తే 11 kV and 33 kV ఇంతే ఇవి రెండే ఉంటాయి. But in the case of transmission line, the transmission lines are carrying these voltage levels: 11 kV, 33 kV, 66 kV, 110, 132, 220 and 400 kV. In that, which transmission line carries that what type of voltage level? అంటే షార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్స్ లో ఎంత వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్ పోతుంది, మీడియం లో ఎంత వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్, లాంగ్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ ఎంత వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్. అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద వన్ ఫ్యాక్టర్. అండ్ సెకండ్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ షార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్. అంటే ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ లో కనుక ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ ఉంటే దాన్ని షార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ అంటారు, మీడియం ఎలా అంటారు, లాంగ్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్. సో దీస్ త్రీ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు డిసైడ్ దట్ వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ ఇట్ ఈస్, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ షార్ట్ ఆర్ మీడియం ఆర్ లాంగ్. ఓకేనా? దీన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని we can categorize this three transmission lines, and this is the most important topic in our competitive exam. Competitive exam లో దీనిపైన క్వశ్చన్ ఖచ్చితంగా వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? దీనిపైన క్వశ్చన్ అయితే కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ లో ఏ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ రెడీ చేయరు. సో ఎలా అడుగుతారంటే వాట్ ఈస్ ద వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్ ఇన్ ద మీడియం ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ సిస్టమ్, what is the voltage level in the long transmission line system, what is the voltage level in the short transmission line system, లేదా what is the distance of short transmission, distance of medium, distance of long. సో ఈ విధంగా అడుగుతారు అన్నమాట. సో యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ టు క్లారిటీ ఆన్ దిస్. సో ఐ విల్ టెల్ యూ. సో ఇలా ఇవి ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి మీకు చెప్తాను. ఓకే, 11 kV ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి, 33 అని. ఓకేనా? సో నౌ లెట్ మీ గో ఫర్ వన్ బై వన్. షార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ అంటే ఏంది, అందులో ఏమేమి ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ పారామీటర్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ ఉంటాయి, దాని యొక్క వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్ ఎంత, దాని యొక్క డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత, ఇప్పుడు చూస్తాం. Now the first one is short transmission line. So if the line voltage is less than the 20 kV, then it is called as short transmission line. సో ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పాను 11 kV, 33 kV. సో ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి, షార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ యొక్క కెపాసిటీ ఎంత kV క్యారీ చేస్తుంది? What is the capacity of short transmission line?
11 kV sir.
Right, 11 kV. ఓకేనా? సో మీకు ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను ద ట్రాన్స్మిషన్, ఈ వోల్టేజ్ బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. 11 kV, 33 kV, 66 kV, 110, 132, 220, 400. These are the voltage levels carried by the transmission system alone. ఓకేనా? ఇందులో when the voltage level is less than the 20 kV, that transmission is called as short transmission line. Now let me come to the length point, and it has the length which is up to the 0 to so generally in some authors they are described the length of the short transmission line is 0 to 80 kilometer. In some books they are giving that 50 kilometers. So it is a common value, and it is some areas it may be lies between the 0 to 80. So ikkada meeku two answers vastayi. 50 kilometers అని ఇస్తే it is exactly 50 kilometers, లేదా 0 to 18 ఇస్తే so this is also answer. ఓకేనా? The short transmission line may be 50 kilometers or lies in between the 0 to 80 kilometers. Okay, keep remembering that. Next, capacitance effect are small or negligible. It means that in the short transmission line we are considering to analyze the performance only resistance and inductance. Here the capacitance value is completely negligible. Why? Because it has a small value. ఓకేనా? అంటే షార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లో మనం 3 పారామీటర్స్ తీసుకుంటే, 3 పాయింట్స్ తీసుకుంటే, వోల్టేజ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ లో ద వోల్టేజ్ capability is less than 20 kV and the distance is about 50 kilometer or it lies 0 to 80 kilometer. And third one is in that only resistance and the inductance are carrying that, and capacitance is completely negligible. And why? Because it is small in nature. So 3 points బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఓకేనా? Now let me move on the medium transmission line. Right, the line voltage is moderately high and it is greater than 20 kV but less than 100 kV. Now can you tell me that what is the voltage levels carried by the medium transmission line? What is the voltage levels carried by medium transmission line? right? 33 kV and 66 kV. Okay na? So 33 kV and 66 kV. యాక్చువల్ గా మీకు డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ లో 2 టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ప్రైమరీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్, సెకండరీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ అని. ఓకేనా? ప్రైమరీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఇంక్లూడింగ్ ద ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ సిస్టమ్. సో అక్కడ వచ్చేసి మీకు 66 kV వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? జనరల్ గా ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ అనుకోండి. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి మీకు ఫస్ట్ ప్రైమరీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ లో 66 kV ని 33 kV వస్తుంది. తర్వాత సెకండరీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ లో 33/11 kV డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. తర్వాత మా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ స్మాల్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఏరియా ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్, అదేం చేస్తుందంటే 11 kV టు 220 volts లేదా 230 volts ఆర్ 3 phase సప్లై గా చేస్తుందన్నమాట. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ద voltage carried by the medium transmission lines and its length is lies between the 50 km to 150 km. And in this type of transmission line, the capacitance acting the vital role. Why? Because the performance of a medium transmission line is completely depends on the capacitance. Generally, a medium transmission line again it is classified into 2 types. One is T type and pi type. So T type, pi type ela ante, suppose every transmission line having the resistance and inductance, but capacitance is not including in the short transmission line, but in the case of medium transmission we are considering. So if the capacitance is considering like this, then it is called as T-type transmission line. Okay now, let's suppose in some cases that capacitance should be divided into 2 parts, then it is called as pi type. Okay now, so this question is important. Medium transmission line lo again we classify into 2 types. One is T-type transmission line and pi-type transmission line. T-type, pi-type ela ante how we are considering the capacitance with respect to the రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఇండక్టెన్స్, అంటే ఒక పార్ట్ మాత్రం కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటే దాన్ని టీ టైప్ అంటారు, లేదు కెపాసిటెన్స్ 2 parts చేస్తే దాన్ని పై టైప్ అంటారు. ఓకేనా? అండ్ ఇట్స్ లెంత్ ఈస్ 50 km to 150 km and capacitance is very vital role acting in the medium transmission line. సో ఈ 3 points బాగా అర్థం చేసుకోండి. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు బి రిమెంబర్ దిస్ ఆల్ పాయింట్స్. నౌ ద లాస్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ లాంగ్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్. ఓకేనా? So when the line voltage is more than the 100 kV, then it is called as long transmission line, and the length of the overhead transmission line is more than the 150 km. Okay, 150 km ekunte dani long transmission antaru. Here line constants are considered uniformly distributed over the whole length of the line. Okay na? So in the case of medium transmission line, the parameter, that is transmission line parameters, which are considered as a lumped parameters. But in the case of long transmission line, we are considering as the distributed parameters. Okay na? That's the difference. Now the long transmission line carry the voltage level is 110 kV, 132 kV, 220 kV and 400 kV. Okay na? These are the 4 voltage levels carried by the long transmission line. Okay, ఇప్పుడు I will ask you one thing. So ఇప్పుడు మీరు ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ చూసినప్పుడు అది ఏ వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్ ఉంటుందో కనుక్కోగలుగుతారా? హౌ వి కెన్ ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ ద పర్టికులర్ వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ ఎ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్. సో మీరు ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ చూసింటారు. ఓకేనా? చూసినప్పుడు ఆ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్ వోల్టేజ్ ఎంత ఉంటుందని ఐడెంటిఫై చేయగలుగుతారా? ఒకవేళ చేస్తే దేన్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తారు? హౌ వి కెన్ ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ కేవీ వాల్యూ ఇన్ ద ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్? సో తెలిస్తే చెప్పండి, లేదా తెలియకుంటే మీకు చెప్తాను ఎలా ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తారని. సో ఇట్ ఇస్ జనరల్ జీకే లాగా, అంటే జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ లాగా. హౌ వి కెన్ ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ కేవీ వాల్యూ ఫర్ ద పర్టికులర్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్? టవర్స్. ఓకే, వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫ్యాక్టర్ మనకు డిస్టెన్స్ తెలియదు కదా. సో వీఆర్ నాట్, సో వీ డోంట్ నో డిస్టెన్స్. సో మనకు కేవీ వాల్యూ అనేది 2 రకాలుగా డిసైడ్ చేస్తారు. ఒకటి బేస్డ్ ఆన్ టవర్స్, రెండోది బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద ఇన్సులేటర్స్. ఓకేనా? ఈ ఇన్సులేటర్ బేస్ చేసుకొని అది ఎంత కేవీ ఉంటుందో మనం చెప్పొద్దాం. సో మీకు దాని గురించి ఒక వీడియో ఉంది, అది లాస్ట్ లో చెప్తాను. ఓకేనా? సో హౌ వి కెన్ ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ కేవీ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ద ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లైన్. ఓకేనా? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు ఒక లైన్ చూస్తానే, మీరు ఆ ఇన్సులేటర్ చూస్తానే సో దీంట్లో ఇంత వోల్టేజ్ ఫ్లో అవుతుందని ఐడెంటిఫై చేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా? అది మీకు చెప్తాను. Now these are the 3 types of classification in the transmission system. Now we will discuss how we can represent, అంటే లాంగ్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ ని ఎలా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తారు, షార్ట్ ని ఎలా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తారు, మీడియం ని ఎలా రిప్రజెంట్ ఇప్పుడు చూస్తాం. ఓకేనా? So this is the representation of transmission lines, how we can represent. See here, already I told you that in case of short transmission line, the effect of capacitance is very small. So that's why we are neglected here. If you observe this diagram, this is the representation of short transmission line. Here, the capacitance involving we are not considering here. Why? Because the importance of capacitance in the transmission line is completely negligible. Okay, now, so this is the representation of single phase transmission line. And sorry, short transmission line, it has only two parameters. One is resistance and inductance. Now, whether the parameters are R and L or lumped or distributed, it makes no difference. Okay, na? మన ఇక్కడ ఈ two parameters ని lumped గా యూజ్ చేస్తామా లేదా distributed యూజ్ no matter. So both will give the same answer. Okay. So do you know the difference between lumped parameters and distributed parameters? So మీకు ఆ difference తెలిస్తేనే you can understand whether it is lumped or distributed. What is the difference between these two? Lumped parameter की distributed parameter की difference చెప్పండి. So I will tell you that lumped parameter, distributed parameter అంటే సపోజ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ వాల్యూ తీసుకోండి, రెసిస్టర్ తీసుకోండి. ఒక సర్క్యూట్ లో ఇప్పుడు ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ సర్క్యూట్ లో మనం రెసిస్టర్స్ ప్లేస్ చేస్తాం సర్క్యూట్ డిజైన్ చేయడానికి. ఇప్పుడు ఆ రెసిస్టర్ మనకు విజిబుల్ గా కనబడుతుంది. సో వీ కెన్ ఈజీలీ రీప్లేస్ అండ్ వీ కెన్ ఈజీలీ ఇన్సర్ట్ అండ్ వీ కెన్ ఈజీలీ రిమూవ్. దట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ రెసిస్టర్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ లంప్డ్ పారామీటర్. అలాగే ఒక కండక్టర్, ఒక మెటల్ తీసుకోండి. ప్రతి ఒక్క మెటల్స్ లో దాని యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది. ఇట్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ ద లెంత్ అండ్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద కండక్టర్. కానీ ఆ రెసిస్టెన్స్ మనం రిమూవ్ చేయలేము, దానికి రెసిస్టెన్స్ యాడ్ చేయలేము. సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటెడ్ వాల్యూ. ఓకేనా? సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ lumped and distributed values. And this is the representation of a short transmission line. It consists of only two parameters. One is resistance and inductance, and these two parameters may be lumped and may be distributed, but its measurement should be give the same answer. Right. Now we'll see the medium transmission line. I already told you that in medium transmission line we have two types. One is T-type model and Pi-type model. So in that the capacitor should be connected in the shunt with respect to the phase and neutral. If it is T model, we are taking the one capacitance. If it is Pi model, we are taking that dividing the one capacity to the two parts, 1/2, 1/2. So this is the representation of Pi type, and it is the representation of T type. In this condition, we are considering the capacitance as a weighted load. Okay, now what is the how we can call as 1/C? C ni capacitance అంటారు, 1/C ని ఏమంటారు? How we can call as inverse of capacitance? 1/C. So 1/C is called as conductance. Okay, na? So this is the representation of medium transmission line based on the how we are considering the capacitance value. Now we'll see the long transmission line. Right. So in case of long transmission line, the parameters which are associated with transmission line are taken as an distributed, one to obtain the higher degree accuracy. So in this case, we are considering that all parameters as a distributed type. Okay, now, and the transmission lines are usually operated with balanced condition. So when it is called balanced condition, when the phase angle between the all three phases is 120 degrees, and then it will be treated as a balanced condition. Okay, now we will see. I will show you one video after this class. Then you can get clarity on this how we can classify them different types of transmission lines. So this is the representation of transmission line. Now we are going to discuss about two topics. That topics decide that how we can find the performance. అంటే ఒక electrical device కి performance ని ఎలా కనుక్కుంటాం? How we can find the performance of a electrical device? Do you know how we can find the performance of a electrical device? By which factors? ఏ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ బేస్ చేసుకొని మనం పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేయొచ్చు? ఎఫిషియన్సీ. దెన్ వన్ మోర్ ఇస్ దేర్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్ లో ఓసిఎస్సి టెస్ట్ చేసి ఉంటారు. ఓకేనా? వాట్ ఇస్ ద నీడ్ ఆఫ్ ఓసిఎస్సి టెస్ట్? So by using OCSC test, what you can find? ఎఫిషియన్సీ ఒకటే కనుక్కుంటారా? లాసెస్. ఓకే, లాసెస్ అంటే లాసెస్ కనుక్కుంటే మీరు ఎఫిషియన్సీ కనుక్కుంటారు. ఓసిఎస్సి టెస్ట్ లో ఎఫిషియన్సీ ఒక్కటే కనుక్కుంటారా లేకపోతే ఇంకోటి ఏమైనా కనుక్కుంటారా? There is one more parameter we are going to derive in the OCSC test. ఎఫిషియన్సీ కాకుండా ఇంకోటి కూడా ఉంది. What is that value? సో ఎఫిషియన్సీ బేస్ చేసుకొని మాత్రం మనము ఐడెంటిఫై చేయలేం. There is a one more parameter is there to find the performance. What is the parameter? OCSC test గుర్తుందా? OCSC test లో ఏం కనుక్కుంటారు? What are the factors you can find from the OCSC test? The one more factor is voltage regulation. So voltage regulation, what is the relation between the voltage regulation and performance? ఇప్పుడు ఎఫిషియన్సీ కనుక ఎక్కువ ఉంటే ఓకే, ఇట్ ఇస్ గుడ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ గుడ్ మేనర్. సిమిలర్లీ వాట్ అబౌట్ వోల్టేజ్ రెగ్యులేషన్? వోల్టేజ్ రెగ్యులేషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటే దాని యొక్క పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ బాగుంటుందా బాగుండదా? హౌ వీ కెన్ డిసైడ్ దట్ వోల్టేజ్ రెగ్యులేషన్ గివ్స్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అబౌట్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్? At least you can tell me the formula also. Where is the voltage regulation formula? What is the formula for voltage regulation? Right. So that also I will tell you. Right. So here terms are related to the performance of a transmission line. It means that if you want to analyze the performance of transmission line, we have to be find the two parameters that are voltage regulation and transmission efficiency. These two parameters are used to analyze that how the transmission line will be performing. Now, the voltage regulation formula is nothing but no load voltage minus full load voltage divided by full load voltage into 100. So that is the formula for voltage regulation. Now, what are the factors will be affected on the voltage regulation is generally in our transmission system, whatever voltage we are sending on the sending end, the complete voltage we are not getting at the receiving end. So there is some drops here. So that's why in loaded condition, the Vs is not equals to Vr. That is sending voltage is not equals to receiving end voltage. Because there is a current is flowing to the transmission line, it causes voltage drop. If the line because of resistance and inductance associated with the line. Okay na? So ila jaragadam valla emavutante there is not equivalence of sending end voltage is not equals to the receiving voltage due to the reason the voltage drop, and this drop will be occur because of the resistance and inductance associated with the line. Okay na? As the result, at the receiving end, the voltage is usually less than the voltage at the sending end. So at that time, the sending end voltage is greater than the Vr. Okay na? So if you the voltage formula is Vs minus Vr, that is no load voltage V0 divided by Vf divided by Vf into 100. So when the Vf value is more, and this receiving end voltage ఎక్కువ ఉంటే then regulation value will be reduced. So it means that the regulation is decides that performance of a transmission line. ఓకేనా, రెగ్యులేషన్ తక్కువ ఉంటే పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ బాగున్నట్టు, ఎక్కువ ఉంటే బాగోలేనట్టు. ఓకేనా. Now the formula for voltage, the percentage of voltage regulation is given in the form of percentage is given by Vs minus Vr divided by Vr into 100. So this can be represented in the other form, no load voltage minus full load voltage divided by full load voltage into 100. And the voltage regulation of transmission line should be as low as possible. So enta regulation manaka takku unte, then we can achieve the better performance from the transmission line. Now we go for efficiency. Okay, so this is the way of finding the efficiency in the transmission line. So the ratio between that output power divided by input power into 100, then we will get that efficiency. So this is the formula for receiving end power, Vi cos pi. So Vr IR cos pi R divided by Vs Is cos pi and to 100. Here Vr is the receiving end voltage, receiving end current, and receiving end power factor. Similarly, sending end voltage, sending end current, and sending end power factor. Now these two parameters are involving to find the performance of a transmission line. Now in next topic we are going to discuss about how we can calculate that voltage regulation and efficiency of a short transmission line, as well as medium transmission line, as well as long transmission line. Okay now, so this is about today's class. We discussed what are the parameters involving in the performance, what are the classification of transmission lines with respect to the different factors, and how we can represent the transmission line system. Then what are the terms related to the performance of transmission. So these are the topic we discussion of. And one more thing I want to tell you, మీకు నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ నుంచి మేబీ మీకు కొత్త ఫ్యాకల్టీ వస్తుంది ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ కి. ఓకేనా, సో రేపటి నుంచి మేబీ వేరే ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ హ్యాండిల్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా. Now I will show you one video, then you will get clarity on this topic what we discussed now. So for first of all, I will show you video that it based on the classification of transmission lines. So actually this video is in a Hindi format, so you can understand no problem. Why? Because already we discussed this topic, right?
दोस्तों, स्वागत मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल। जो लोग मेरे चैनल पर नए हैं, अभी तक मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया, सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और इस नोटिफिकेशन बेल को दबा लीजिए ताकि लेटेस्ट अपडेट वीडियो जो है सबसे पहले आप तक पहुंचे। आज जो हम लोग ट्रांसमिशन लाइन के बारे में देखने वाले हैं कि शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन, मीडियम ट्रांसमिशन लाइन एंड लॉन्ग ट्रांसमिशन लाइन किसे बोलते हैं। तो हम लोग आज अच्छे से समझेंगे। तो जो शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन होता है दोस्तों, जो शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन होता है उसमें इसका जो लेंथ कितना होना चाहिए या ऑपरेटिंग वोल्टेज कितना होना चाहिए, इस पे बात करने वाले हैं। जो शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन होता है दोस्तों, अगर उसका लेंथ के बारे में बात करें, जितना लेंथ होगा तो वो शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन के अंतर्गत होता है। तो 0 से 80 किलोमीटर जो होगा वो शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन के अंतर्गत आ जाएगा आपका। इसी प्रकार अगर हम शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में अगर हम देखने वाले हैं ऑपरेटिंग वोल्टेज, कितना ऑपरेटिंग वोल्टेज होता है शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में। शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन होता है उसमें जो है आपका 0 से 20 केवी की जो लाइन होगी वो किसके अंदर आ जाएगी, शॉर्ट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन के अंतर्गत आ जाएगी। तो दो चीजें आपको याद रखना है, 0 से 80 किलोमीटर की लाइन और 0 दोस्तों के साथ जो है शेयर करना बिल्कुल भी ना भूलें।
So this is about classification of students. We have 7 voltage levels carried by the transmission system, that is 33, 11 kV, 33 kV, 66 kV, 110, 132, 220 and 400 kV. Out of these 7, the shared transmission line is carried by only 1 voltage level, that is 11 kV, and medium is carried by the 2 voltage levels, that is 33 kV and 66 kV, and remaining 4 voltage levels that was carried by the long transmission line system. Okay, now, so there is a one more I already said that how we can identify that voltage levels in the transmission line system based on while looking back the transmission lines, then you can identify that what is the voltage level carried by the transmission line. See this video and then after that you can leave the class.
आज के इस वीडियो में हम लोग देखने वाले
See, these are the voltage levels carried by the transmission system, and we can identify that the voltage levels by looking that tower's height, and here insulators are there, right? That is this colors. Based on the number of insulators, we can identify that which is 11 kV or 33 kV or 66 kV like that.
हम लोग कैसे पहचानेंगे कि सेवा तो फोटो दिख रहा है ये क्या है?
See, if it is 11 kV, we have only single disc in the insulator. So you can observe only okokatundi. So there is only one single disc, and you can observe that tower also. By identify these parameters, then we can clarify that the voltage level capacity by this transmission line is 11 kV.
मैंने कैसे पकड़ा कि ये 11 kV की लाइन है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो आपको हर सिंगल फेज पे क्या मिलेंगे, एक एक डिस्क इंसुलेटर मिलेंगे। ये जो इंसुलेटर दिख रहा है इसे क्या बोलते हैं? डिस्क इंसुलेटर। तो आप देख सकते हैं आर वाई ये तीनों फेज पे क्या है आपकी एक एक डिस्क इंसुलेटर लगे हैं। इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि ये 11 kV की लाइन है हमारी। और जो आपको डिस्क इंसुलेटर मिलेंगे वो कहाँ पर मिलेंगे? या तो आपको डीपी पे मिलेंगे या तो आपको टैपिंग चैनल पे मिलेंगे। तो वहां पर दो लोकेशन पे आप जाके आसानी से पहचान सकते हो। फिर आप अगर वी क्रॉस के पास जाओगे ना तो वहां पर जो पिन इंसुलेटर मिलेंगे वो आपको थोड़ा छोटा मिलेगा। तो इससे भी आप समझ सकते हो। अब जो हम लोग देखने वाला है
So okay students, there is a time going to end. Okay, so మీకు వీడియో సెండ్ చేస్తాను, then you can see that. సో ఇక్కడ మీకు 33 kV చూసుకుంటే ఇక్కడ 3 discs ఉన్నాయి, 3 insulators. Based on the insulators, number of insulators, we can identify that what type of voltage level it carried. Okay now, so make a video send us, then you can get the clarity on this, how we can identify the voltage levels in the transmission line system, right? So this is about today's topic, students. I'm going to end this class now. Okay now.